Hey, welcome in. FG here. So we're back out in the shop before the Super Bowl here, and the plan today is to perhaps pour something for my wife for Valentine's Day. So this will be one of the items that I try pouring. That'll be a surface pour, and then the second item is repouring one of the bars that I tried to pour previously that didn't turn out so well. So we'll remelt that bar down and give it another go. So we'll come back. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how the molds turned out. That one turned out really pretty defined. This one, I had a little bit of pull out here at the bottom edge, but I've pressed it back in. So I think for surface pour, we're going to be okay. So we're going to give it a try either way. So we're going to have probably about 2.5 ounces going into here, and then whatever's left going into the surface pour. So we're actually starting with 5 ounces of silver. I'll show you, I did some experimenting with toning on some Aztec rounds. So we're going to melt those down. We got an old opium, and we got a couple legends. But you know, these are stuff that I got for way less than what it's costing currently to buy an ounce. So I figure putting it into something like a gift, that makes sense. So those are the 5 ounces we're going to melt down, and we'll be back in a bit. All right, LBS, you're asking how I clean my silver. This is how we clean silver. All right, turn it on. I think we're about ready. Looked like we were going to be short of the pours for the heart, so I'm going to go ahead and melt just a little bit more into the crucible. But in the meantime, we'll pull this out, and it may be, I reprinted this. It's a little bit thicker than it was previously, so it may have taken a little bit more silver than what I was thinking it might take. That pour looked like it came out really pretty good. You can see I didn't have a lot of sprue material there either. came out pretty good, I think. Has a few little ripples there on the sides, but not too bad. And I think the details came out. We'll have to clean that up. We'll come back. Before we clean it up, though, we're going to go ahead and do those 2 pours. So we're just waiting for the extra silver to melt in. And we'll be right back. All right, we're ready to go again. That turned out nice. I could use a little cleanup here on the back. I think that'll give me a good surface there for stamping something. But I like how that turned out. Very nice. Alright, so it's molten again. We're getting ready again for another one of these little buttons. This time. prongs that have the slant to them don't work as well. That one, it didn't come out. Got it hanging on the crucible there. So that'll go in the remelt pile. There we go. That's today's pours. We'll be back and show the cleaned up bar in a bit. All right, so I think that turned out pretty good. I'll have to get the sprue off. Now it's got a little bit of the layering, pouring in like this. It was building up. It's got just a little bit of pitting there, but I think overall I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll get the sprue all done, all taken off of it. We'll get it buffed up, and then we'll do some of the antiquing on it to bring out the details, and I'll be back and show you the final product. All right, so we're back. So this piece did turn out pretty good. It'll give me a good place here to do some stamping. I think my wife will like that. And this piece turned out pretty good. We'll do some toning on it, some antiquing. You can see it poured this way. It did get a couple fill lines on the edges. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And we got 2 buttons out of it. What I've been doing with the buttons is doing hammered edges. And we actually use a press to press the design in, and I have a polished piece of steel on the bottom, which gives me that nice flat edge. And we're actually going to experiment here. I've always done this with hot water, but what I'm going to try is actually using cold water with a little bit of this liver of sulfur in it, and I'm going to heat the metal instead of the water. We'll just see if that has any difference. I'm always curious. About how different things affect the toning in different ways, because I've had real problems getting the toning to come out how I want it. Let's see. Use graphite stir rod here. Just stir that into it. We have two control pieces. I have one that I'll just drop into it, and then the other one we're actually going to heat. Probably doesn't have to be super hot. Well, that definitely toned right away, dropping it in there. that is really interesting. The hot did tone. Just show you real quick here. So this was the hot metal, and this is the not, and those have spent about the same amount of time in the liver of sulfur so far. So the hot really does make a difference. That has really cool rainbow toning on it. I think maybe I'll leave that one, and maybe I'll heat this one as well and see how it goes. You see the heat I think gave it the rainbow. The non-heated one was just slowly turning kind of the bronze gold. Let's try. Oh, and you know what? I'm almost out of battery. It looks like it's running out. So I guess you'll have to come back later to see how they turned out. All right, so we're back upstairs. And it was really interesting. So dropping the heated silver into the liquid with the liver of sulfur produced immediate results. And they all kind of have a bluish hue in them. I'm sure if I left it in there longer, it would get more color. But for this first one, I just kind of wanted to drop it in and see what occurred. So these are a couple more of the little channel buttons. I haven't weighed them yet. You can kind of see they kind of have a rainbowish hue. And I'm doing the little buttons with hammered edges. So we'll get those weighed and added to the stack over here. If anybody's interested in those, then they are available. Here is the Valentine's present I was putting together. Got some interesting ripples around the edge. It's kind of interesting how this formed. This is the raw pour edge, but it does give me a nice surface to stamp something in there for my wife. And this is how it turned out doing. I heated it a little bit and dropped it in. You kind of see it just has that really kind of faint bluish tint to it. I think she's, for something that has waves in it, I think the blue is kind of really cool. I think she's really going to like that. So that's what we got for that one. And then here's how the bar turned out. You can kind of see the back edge of this. And this is all an experiment. I didn't have any idea how this might turn out. You can see the back of this one got kind of maybe the goldens, a little bit of the red, but it still also has a little bit of the blue. Like right there, you can kind of really get it, I think. And here's the front. So not overstated, just hints of the color. But then once I did the scrub on the top to kind of brighten the higher areas, it really makes everything here stand out. And I bet nobody can guess where this bar might be going. But I think I'm really happy with how that turned out and would be happy to send this one out. Anyways, there you go. That's my Sunday pours. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.